All right, Shalom.
Shalom. Shalom.
First and foremost, as always, we'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory unto
Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakha, Kodash.
Double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to you, sincere and hopeful elect. I can push the word of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai in spirit and in truth. To my Rabbi a lot. That's to say 144,000. Shalom. So in this lesson, we want to get into Esau's perpetual hatred. All right. His perpetual hatred has not gone anywhere. All right. And his hatred for the nation of Israel goes back, goes way back. All right. First and foremost to the birth of Jacob and Esau, because even in the womb, if the brother want to grab that, Genesis 25, even in the womb, you had both nations, or both children before they became a nation. You had them, fighting in the womb. All right, and that enmity or that hatred that Esau has for the Israelites is evident even today. Because you got, for instance, a lot of Israelites who are cool with Edomites. The Generation Z.
Mm-hmm.
You got a lot of them that's cool with Edomites. They grew up with Edomites playing basketball and football and sports, and best friends is Edomites and so on and so forth. But when out of the blue, when Esau does some crazy Esau does something crazy to Jake, to where Jake is looking like, where is this coming from? Right. That's that enmity that Esau has had for, or that hatred that Esau has had for Israelites all this time. But now this time is we're in the end, and this is when Esau is gonna have to resort to their natural being, which is, we can't stand you, we want you dead. The only reason why Esau kicks it with Edomites, the only reason why Esau kicks it with Israelites is to mimic and soak up the sauce. You know what I'm saying? That's the only reason why Esau deals with Jake like that. For whatever advantage they can gain from that relationship. But if somebody had a Genesis, go ahead with the Genesis.
I got the Genesis. I'm gonna start. This is Genesis, the 25th chapter, and I'm gonna start at verse 20. And Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife, the daughter of Bethuel the Syrian of Padan Aram, the sister of Laban the Syrian. And Isaac entreated the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai for his wife, because she was barren. And the Lord was entreated of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived. And the children struggled together within her, and she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger.
Right. So even in the womb, you had the two children struggling. The sons, Jacob and Esau, struggling and pretty much battling, for the birthright. All right. Which, as babies, y'all don't know that. You ain't still in the womb, you don't know. But it's just, through the spirit, whoever opens the matrix first is the one that supposed to get the blessing. You know what I'm saying? So that's what was going on. All right. So even from the womb, both Jacob and Esau have been at odds.
It's beautiful how the Lord put that together, because being in the world is like the matrix, and He came first with His power. You know what I'm saying, and Esau's going to be thrown down, and Jacob's going to be lifted up, like the hill when it talks about it in Second Ezra 6. He held the heel of Esau, because Esau, simultaneously as Esau is going down, Jacob's coming up, and he made an image of that perfectly in the womb.
Yeah, Esau got to experience his blessing, you know, because even though he came out the womb first, through the spirit, our forefather Jacob is the one that received, you know, the ultimate blessing, being the kingdom of heaven. However, you know, he was promised, you know, to rule and whatnot, and we're actually seeing that, and we're seeing how unproductive his rulership has been, you know.
Circling the dream.
Oh, you go ahead.
And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. And the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them.
All right. So they were up in age. You know, Isaac was up in age when she gave birth to the twins. But can you get to what's that in 27 where it goes into
Yep, I got you.
Yep.
This is Genesis chapter 27.
So
I was going to start at 41, but do you want? I'm going to start up above that.
Yeah, that's cool. From their birth in the womb, they were going at it. You know, then, you know, in their adulthood, as the brother's about to get into the account he's about to get into, they're going at it. And we're watching the news right now, and we seeing this is the reason why I wanted to do this lesson. We watching Sky News Live right now. we just seen some Latin tribes get hawked down by some ICE agents. You know, and the situation happening with ICE and the so-called illegal immigrants is a perfect example of the hatred, all right, that Esau has for the Israelites, man.
And if I can add, that down there in Alligator Alcatraz, there's over 1,000 people that's detained that has no criminal record. Over
1,000.
No criminal record. So yeah, that perpetual hatred. He wants the tribes gone, man. He don't want the tribes. If the tribes are here, that means the Lord is in the midst of them, in the midst of the remnant. You know, the remnant's still out there. Esau, he knows that. He knows that. So he gonna try, you know, every way possible to bring down the Israelites, the tribes. You know, Jake.
Go ahead, Thurman.
Did you want me to start at Esau begging for the blessing, or did you want me to start at his revenge?
You can start with the blessing.
Okay. This is Genesis chapter 27. I'm going to start reading at verse 34. And when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great and exceeding bitter cry, and said unto his father, Bless me, even me also, O my father.
Right, because the backstory being Esau.
I can start up at 30 if you want me to.
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
And just read through it.
Yeah, this is Genesis chapter 27, starting at verse 30. It says, And it came to pass, as soon as Isaac had made an end of blessing Jacob, and Jacob was yet scarce gone out of the presence of Isaac, his father, that Esau his brother came in from his hunting. And he also made savory meat, and brought it unto his father, and said unto his father, Let my father arise and eat of his son's venison, that thy soul may bless me. And Isaac his father said unto him, Who art thou? And he said, I am thy son, thy firstborn Esau. And Isaac trembled very exceedingly, and said, Who? Where is he that hath taken venison and brought it to me? And I have eaten of all before thou camest, and have blessed him, yea, and he shall be blessed.
Yeah, and even before that, you had Jacob supplant Esau for the birthright. That's what I was getting at. Because
I'll have to start pretty much
Yeah,
at the
yeah, yeah.
beginning of the chapter.
But yeah, I just a quick backstory. You had Jacob that supplanted Esau for the birthright because Esau was the firstborn, but Jacob, his name meaning Yaiqua meaning supplanter, he supplanted Esau for the birthright. But that's not something that Esau went and told his parents. So through the Spirit, the Most High had Jacob do what he did with the help of his mother to receive that birthright, which is what the brother's getting into. Go ahead.
And when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great and exceeding bitter cry, and said unto his father, Bless me, even me also, O my father. And he said, Thy brother.
You can picture Charleston Heston playing that role right there.
Oh, as Esau?
Yeah. Bless
You
me,
can-
even me, father.
all super dramatic and shit. You know?
Jacob. The Alcatraz tears.
It says, and he said, Thy brother came with subtlety, and have taken away thy blessing. And he said, Is not he rightly named Jacob? For he hath supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright, and behold, now he hath taken away my blessing. And he said, Hast thou not?
Yeah, he said he took away my birthright. No, you sold your birthright, but
Right.
He didn't come up to you. You came up to him.
Right.
Esau's a devil. Man.
Hey, he gave it away with no
thought.
contingencies, no nothing. Just give me that pottage.
What good is it to me if I'm gonna die? Like,
Yeah.
calm down.
Right.
Like, you know it's not cooked, right?
You ain't even sweating, dude. What are you talking about?
And that's how Esau still operates that very same way today, man. He, you know what I'm saying? You just you can see it in small examples when you actually have to deal with Esau day in and day out. You'll see how he'll still find a way to get over, even though he knew he was supposed to fulfill a certain duty or a certain task or whatnot. He'll still, try to weasel his way out of it and cry if he get caught.
Yeah.
It says, this is verse 36, Genesis 27 and 36. And he said, Is not he rightly named Jacob? For he hath supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright, and behold, now he hath taken away my blessing. And he said, Hast thou not reserved a blessing for me? And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, Behold, I have made him thy lord, and all his brethren have I given to him for servants, and with corn and wine have I sustained him. And what shall I do now unto thee, my son? And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also. Oh, my father. you got it. That's where you got to get super dramatic with it. Bless me, even me also. Oh, my father. Oh, big tears and shit. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above. And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it came to pass when thou it shall go ahead.
By the sword shalt thou live. All right, and we see Esau is literally living by he's utilizing his blessing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Technology is a form of the sword. These missiles, these bombs, these surveillance systems, AI. This is all a form of Esau's sword. And the main person that he is, the main nation, being the nation of Israel, that's who he's
pointing at all that.
Yeah, using his blessing against,
Yep.
Which makes sense. Which inadvertently, the shit that these Edomites do in their spirit, them having the hatred they have for Israelites, they really don't even understand it. They don't understand why they hate so-called niggas so much. A lot of these low-level vaccinated Edomites, you know what I'm saying, hate Negroes, Latinos, and natives the way they do. They really don't know why they hate us so much, but it's in their spirit. You know what I'm saying? It's in their spirit. So the same way the Lord blessed Esau, with a blessing, being you're gonna live by that sword. All right, you gave me a killing instrument as a blessing. Well, guess what? I'm gonna use that on. When you die, when you go back to the spirit world, guess what? I'm gonna kill your son. That's Esau's mentality.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Go ahead, bro.
And this shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck.
Yeah,
We're in that
because
time right now too.
yeah,
Esau having the dominion. That's why we don't have control over Esau. Esau has control over us, but it's a temporary control.
yeah, they got like going into the Roman Empire. You know, Jake ended up becoming greater than Esau in the Roman Empire, which that gave birth to the Holy Roman Empire, Byzantine Empire. But after 1,000 years of rulership over Esau, Esau ended up getting the upper hand, and that's when he really put his foot on our neck.
Mm-hmm.
All right, during the time of after the Dark Ages, the Renaissance. Okay, and they ain't let up since.
If I can make mention as well, because he was talking about how his blessing is the sword, and everything he gets his hands on, he weaponizes it.
Mm-hmm.
Everything he gets his hands on, he weaponized the weather against us, man. You know what I mean? The food's weaponized against everything is weaponized against the Israelites.
Hey, look at the so-called Willie Lynch letter.
Mm-hmm.
He used our own people to he weaponized the woman against the man.
Yep.
The dark skin against the light skin.
Yep.
The children against the parents. Wife against the husband. Like as his brother say, diabolical. Esau's his tactics is diabolical, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead though, you got it.
This is Genesis 27:41. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. He still received it. He begged for a blessing and still received a blessing, a good blessing that he could enjoy right now, and he still hated Jacob over that. It says that Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him, and Esau said in his heart, "The days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob."
You got it.
I mean, that's the point, that hatred, the perpetual hatred that Esau has. This is where it all starts at. This is the birthplace of it. From the womb to them growing up. That sibling rivalry. You know what I'm saying? One being able to really get the affection of their mother, the other one getting the affection of their father due to their own separate attributes. To where when it was time for the blessing, Jacob being a man that's at home, he was able to get the, he's there. He's able to get the blessing. Esau's ass is crawling through fucking mud and stalking the animals and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Being a real demon.
He's at the house, so he's readily accessible when the parents need something. Because when your parents get up in age, hey, go grab that remote, go get that, turn that oven off.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's cold in here. Give me a blanket.
All that. Not saying that's what they were in that type of condition, but when if like Deion Sanders with his children, you know what I'm saying? He goes into ranking them and all that, you know what I'm saying? But as far as his sons, the youngest one, Shador, he was around him the most. It's the youngest. Just look at Joseph and Jacob.
Yep.
Joseph was the youngest son, and that was his favorite. That was Jacob's favorite.
Yep.
At first it was Benjamin.
No, at first it was Joseph.
I mean,
it was Joseph.
It was Joseph,
became Benjamin,
and then it became
Joseph
Benjamin. The water.
Yep.
So the same, using Deion Sanders and his sons as an example. The youngest son is gonna have a lot of your attributes because you're up in age. You know what I'm saying? Your son might still be young and youthful, and you gotta care for him and raise him right and whatnot, and you kind of like raising him on the level of a grandfather. If you think about it, your other children, you might have been wild with them, let this do whatever he wanted to. You know what I'm saying? Didn't really constrain them too much.
Yeah, well, like you said, going into the Deion Sanders, his oldest child or oldest son.
Bucky.
Bucky. Yeah, he heavy into smoking weed.
Yeah, cigars and
just
shit.
cigars
He think he a
and-
rapper and shit.
Yeah, and like heavily into like worldly stuff, and you can see the youngest sons, they more focus on playing football, their craft, and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
When Bucky was born, Dion wasn't around so much. He was playing football.
Oh, he was prime time.
He was prime time, so he couldn't really be in his life like that.
Right.
He was just that's just the way it happened for him. Like
Yeah, with your younger son, you're more in a place of wisdom. When you're young and you got a child, man, you don't know what the fuck you're doing. You know what I'm saying? You're just trying to figure it out. But after a little while, you get seasoned with it as he grows, and then you have another one with that younger one. Now you actually can put forth what you learned from the first one with the younger one, and you spend more time with them. As you get older, you tend to like children more. You know what I'm saying? That's why grandparents are so in love with their grandkids, and you just got more time for them, like brothers has been saying, and it's just the way it is with a father and a son's relationship. Not that we ever got to experience that.
he wasn't around.
Who was reading?
I was reading Genesis 27. Did you want me to continue with that?
We had the point. Right?
Yeah, I thought 41 would be the point.
Yeah.
Just a quick. Oh, you go.
Yeah. Let me read this just real quick.
Yep.
This is because we was going back into when I mentioned with Esau, that yoke. Once that yoke was taken off of Esau, when he got the upper hand, and that being after the Dark Ages, being the Renaissance. So just real quick, this is Revelation chapter 20, in verse 6. It says, "And the holy, excuse me, sorry, blessed are, man, I can't read that. Blessed and holy is he that hath part in the first resurrection. On such the second death hath no power, but they shall be priests of the Most High and of Hamashiach, and shall reign with him 1,000 years." And that's going into the kingdom of heaven. All right, so the elect that, whether you end up perishing on this side, you go back to the spirit world as a martyr, or you're actually delivered. Mark 9. If you heard that number, you're gonna reign with Yahweh 1,000 years, and that's the period in time in which the kingdom is going to be established and set up and built by way of the heathen, hard, gruesome, turbulent labor.
No camera.
Slavery.
Labor, yeah.
Here we go, back-breaking labor.
Egyptian style.
Yeah. Who built the pyramids?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Who built that?
Hey, we ain't giving you no straw.
Hey,
But you better get that outfit going.
aliens is gonna build the kingdom. Being
that's
foreigners,
what
because that just means a foreigner.
Yeah.
Alien means foreigner. Like the so-called illegal aliens. So with that 1,000 years of hardcore slavery, Esau gonna have to get put to use. You know what I'm saying? Because they're gonna be out of there after 1,000 years. So verse 7, it says, "And when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison." All right, so this is talking about another 1,000-year period, which Apostle Rama had mentioned this in a video a couple weeks ago. A lot of people don't know the difference between those 2,000-year periods. But this 1,000 years, and when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison. So we're not gonna have we reigning in the kingdom of heaven for 1,000 years, and then Esau get the upper hand. There's one Edomite left. He hiding it. Like I thought we burnt y'all up. You know what I'm saying?
He been planting the seed everywhere he can.
Yeah.
Like, we coming back.
He got a fucking hollowed out a damn tree trunk.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And he living in there with a fucking family and shit.
Yeah, he done snuck off.
Yeah. That's not gonna happen.
No one noticed that this one Edomite wasn't accounted for. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? He done hit, or he had a secret baby and hit him,
Yeah.
or some shit. Like, nah, man.
With all the spiritual power we're gonna have.
I was just
Right.
going to say, even with Yahweh Shah being down on earth,
Yeah.
with that magnitude of spiritual power,
Yeah.
they ain't happening.
And we gonna be in tune with all the living creatures, man. The plants will tell on his ass.
Mm-hmm.
The the fly will come and tell us
An error.
what the fuck Esau's doing wrong.
Error.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh, where you at?
Yeah, we'll know. We'll be able to smell his ass. Hey, what's that? Hey,
What?
Where?
what's that movie? I can smell you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Who said
I
that?
can smell. That's what. I don't remember what movie that is, but it's some movie where it's like he's trying to look for him. He's like, I know you're in here. I can smell you.
Okay.
Like we gonna know what the fuck Esau is doing and where they at. And all of them gonna be accounted for. Just like the Heavenly Father knows all of the hairs on our head, we gonna know exactly where all of our slaves is at. You know what I'm saying? If we want that information, all we're gonna have to do is think, and it's gonna be there for us.
It's gonna be more it's like in basic training, accountability, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like the drill sergeants know where you at before you even thought of going there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be worse than that. You know, Esau ain't gonna have no breathing room.
You gotta think about it. There's gonna be taskmasters over the Edomites that they're gonna have to answer if they, you know what I'm saying, this guy is he's over 5 Edomites. One of those Edomites ain't there. Hey, well, we're gonna keep going down that rank until we get to who's in charge of this motherfucker. All y'all about to get hemmed up. But who's in charge of this motherfucker? Where's he at? Somebody we needs to know.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Like in X-Men, you got Professor X, how he can just tap into all the living.
Mhm.
All the X-Men.
X-Men. Yeah.
He can tap into anybody.
Well, yeah.
Oh yeah.
All living people on the planet. You know?
And
Or
that's
even
what I was
beyond the
saying.
planet. Even beyond the planet, realistically. But, yeah.
Continuing on Revelation 20:8, it says, I'm gonna start 7 again. And when 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison, and shall go out. This is the point. And shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the 4 quarters of the earth. All right. So that 1,000 years after we as Israelites ruled over them. All right, during the Holy Roman Empire, Byzantine Empire, the late 1300s, mid 1400s, when Esau got back into power, you know, you had the Borgias, you had Christopher Columbus, you know, around that time, that's when, you know, they came back into that position of power, right? It says, and shall go out, and this is the purpose, to deceive the nations which are in the 4 quarters of the earth. Gog and Magog, which is the so-called Russians today, to gather them together to battle. So literally, when you look at it, you know, history, everything that the Edomites in Europe have been doing have been pretty much waging war in Europe itself amongst those European nations. But also, you know, eventually they got their shit together and banded together for the purpose of going to war against Russia. And we literally see that shit all about to come to those paths. The stars are about to align, so to say. So this is like we literally living in the time when we about to see this actually happen. You know, them nations gather together for war. You know, it says Gog and Magog to gather them together to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea. All right. And so, you know, it goes on, but that's what Esau did once they got back into power, because we have read that in Genesis. But go ahead.
Yeah, before we get too far away from that story, I wanted to get this word supplant. That's a verb from the 13th century. Supplanting, dispossess, acquire a position from someone.
This is from Etymology.
Yep, Salakia from Etymology Online. By strategy or scheming, implied in agent noun, supplanter, from French supplanter, sauceplanter, to trip up, overthrow, drive out, usurp. And that's Jacob. You know, he usurped authority over his brother when his brother sold that birthright. Overthrow, under planta, sole of the foot, there is a sense of evolution parallel in Hebrew, and it says akab, but I'm sure they mean Yaikwab. He beguiled, and then the main word there that I always grab this for is heal.
Hey, that's her plant. Is Jake is a master at finding opportunity. You know what I'm saying? When they're looking for an opportunity to do, especially like a specific thing that's in their mind, they're perfect at finding that opportunity for it, man. You know, you think about when you really want to do something, you gonna pay attention to your time until you actually get that opportunity to be able to do it. You know what I'm saying? So Jake is a master at that. He's probably, you know what I'm saying, just speculating. Our forefather Jacob was probably just looking for, how am I gonna get this birthright up out of this motherfucker? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get this birthright. I gotta get this birthright, man. This guy, he's watching him sitting there play with the dogs and say, this guy don't belong to the, you know what I'm saying? This guy don't belong.
Him?
Yeah,
Wicked as hell.
This animal, this beast man? Nah, man, I gotta
He
get
ain't
the
even
birthright
got no
from him.
pigment.
I'm just like Pops, you know. Pops might like him, but I'm just like Pops. But you know what I'm saying?
You gonna get the birth? Man, I was been beating you up since the womb.
right.
Whooping your ass.
Whooping your
Like,
ass.
You be kissing a dog in the mouth.
Oh,
Turning all kind of colors when I put my hands on you too.
Like, nah, man, you ain't gonna represent Pops right.
Right.
Let me go ahead and get that.
come up off of that.
Yeah,
Come up off
that,
that.
dog. Come up off that. You don't want it anyway.
Hey, I can beat you at everything.
Everything.
Except hunting. Because I ain't really into that. But you know what I'm saying? If I was really into that, I'll beat you at that too.
Hey, and we know Jacob, he had them skills, so he's like, oh, you want to grapple over it?
Hey, because you know Jacob could wrestle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He wrestled the angel all night long. So you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, Jacob, Esau didn't want them problems. That's why Esau was getting up out the tent. He was getting his ass whooped, man. I'm going into the field. He ain't gonna chase me into the field, so I'm gonna that's all speculation and jokes, so you know.
Put him in a headlock.
Right.
Yeah.
The noogies. Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself.
Yeah.
What we getting into that numbers?
Well, did somebody have some?
I got a couple precepts with
Yeah, I got
probably.
Yeah, go ahead. Read a couple.
Yeah, I got you on this one. This is Ezekiel 35.
There you go.
And let me start. I'll start at the top. The point is in 5. It says, moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesied against it. And say unto it, thus saith the Lord power.
Yeah, Mount Seir being Esau's land. Pretty much that Mount Seir representing Esau. You know.
It says, behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord, Yahweh Shah, because thou hast a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword. And
Yeah, look at how they've done that over you know, a long period since they came out the caves, man. You know, you've had you know, Jake getting persecuted by the Edomites over in Europe. You know, they had the shit with assistance of the bubonic and bubonic plague, because that's what really did Jake off. You know, but they was getting persecuted by Esau back then. When Esau came to the Americas, what they did to the Latinos, so-called Latinos, or the Northern Kingdom, to the tribes of Gad and Reuben, all right, so-called natives. Okay, they had getting sick was Jake didn't get sick like that upon prior to Esau's arrival, but when Esau got here, when they seen how the Latin tribes, I want to say it was in Mexico or something, when they seen like the bathhouses they had and you know the ways they pretty much cleanse themselves. All right, Esau called that demonic and destroyed it, and then that's how they ended up getting sick. You know what I'm saying? Like Esau is a damn demon. You know, he's a plague. He's a living plague, man. He's a fucking living plague, man.
Yeah,
A living parasite.
in Europe, they didn't wash their ass.
Yeah,
Not at all.
let alone their hands.
They didn't wash shit.
They used a stick with a little bit of something on the end of it, and everybody would use that motherfucker.
That's
They
fucking
just dip it in
crazy,
vinegar.
man. That's
Or just
my
dip it in
gosh.
vinegar in between.
Oh
You know,
my
they'll just be
gosh.
sitting in a
Oh.
pot full of vinegar, and then the next person that need it, they just take it up out of that, hand it to that motherfucker so they can do their, and then stick it right back in that same pot
Hell
with
no,
the vinegar
man.
till the next person needs to use it.
Blow it all up. Blow it
Nah,
all
man.
up.
See,
That's how Esau. That's
that's
Edom for you.
disgusting.
Throwing trash and shit out on the streets, the feces, the piss out the windows.
Yeah, I was gonna get it.
Yeah, they said France was disgusting. That's why perfume comes from that area. Et du toilet, because them niggas stank, because there was piss and shit everywhere.
Like a New York elevator.
Damn.
Yep.
You know? Shit, Seattle for that.
Seattle
Seattle
Transit.
shit down there.
Seattle Transit
You can step on-
elevators.
So you can step
You
in
can step
human
on a
shit.
doo-doo. You can step on a needle, a bum. You know. But go ahead.
Verse 5 again, it says, because thou, Ezekiel 35:5, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end.
Yeah, so there's a point in time when, you know, okay, the children of Israel fulfilled the punishment for their iniquity. All right, now let up and, you know,
Or the equals of the moon.
yeah, let them live civilly.
Yeah.
But Esau, he said, hell no. Because he already know. He already know if the reason why Esau's in the predicament he's in now, to where he's not the desirable man on the planet Earth no more. The women don't want Esau. They want a Mexican over over an Edomite. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
The real talk.
For real.
I was where was I at? I was somewhere running some errands the other day. I think I was in the store, and I seen a I think I was in the store. I was somewhere running errands, but I seen a Edomite woman, a younger Edomite woman, that had a baby and like not necessarily a toddler. And I took note. I was like, oh, okay, this is a decent looking Edomite woman. You know what I'm saying? And then she was with a Mexican. I'm talking about you like a
Straight.
one of the people getting deported.
Being a wetback.
And I was like, yo, this is crazy. I was happy. You know what I'm saying? Get a Mr. Car. You know what I'm saying? But Edomite women don't want Edomite men no more, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's why the scriptures say that the women shall not weep. Roughly paraphrasing, I'll get that.
Be northern wetback.
Be not.
Be northern.
Banana.
You be back.
You got it though, bro.
Verse 6, therefore, as I live, saith the Lord power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee.
Right, and that's exactly what Esau can look forward to is blood pursuing him. Meaning, your track record in the example you set forth in the planet Earth has been shed blood. Look at the Gaza situation. All right, it's just a constant shedding of blood. Even these people is defeated, resorting to eating turtles. You know what I'm saying? And relying on humanitarian aid to get food. Just last week, they had some people going to get humanitarian aid or whatnot, and the Israelis just opened fire on them, killed like 8 kids or something like that.
As they come to get the aid.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so blood is nothing in the eyes of Edomite, especially a so-called small hat. So what's the recompense for that? Now the road is going to turn against you to a certain degree, because the road, knowing that the small hats in particular are the problem, they just doing a bunch of talking. They ain't about to do shit because they know Esau run everything. However, the the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is actually going to do something. All right, by way of World War III, you know, and then when the elect get that power, man, it's a wrap for Esau. You know,
Through is done.
done daughter.
Finishing that off, Sif, thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee.
Mm-hmm.
Shit on that.
Yep.
Well, keep going. Keep
Yeah,
reading.
wait,
Read verse
11.
9.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, yeah, you could.
Thus, verse 7,
Yeah.
thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it him that passeth out, and him that returneth.
Yeah, so that Mount Seir is going into America because America is spiritually Mount Seir. All right, now, when this place is destroyed, you're not gonna have, you know, somebody from Canada or Mexico. Like, yeah, I'm about to go visit some family up in Texas or you know, California or New York. Ain't nobody passing through here on foot. You know what I'm saying? The most would be, you know, the children of Israel in a chariot might hover over this mud and just look at this piece of shit. This damn
Hey, we
desert.
used to live right there.
Yeah, yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's all saying. Yeah, you can't. It's all saying this shit, but it's like you can overlay the holographic image of what that shit used to look like over the desert. Like, yeah, that this was a borderline. You show your kids and all that. Like, wow, you know. But yeah, this place is gonna be completely destroyed. And ain't gonna be nobody passing through here, you know. And that's the reward that this place is gonna receive for it being so damn evil.
Verse 8, I will fill his mountains with his slain men, and thy hills and in thy valleys, and all thy rivers shall they fall, and that are slain with the sword. I will make thee perpetual desolation, and thy cities shall not return, and ye shall know that I am the Lord.
Yeah.
Remember in Job, he said, or I can't remember if it's in Job, but he said that he will take them and the things that they imagine against Jacob.
Oh yeah.
And that's right here. It says you're gonna be killed by the sword. So all that time that you've been having that one up on us, your military, your weaponization of, like this brother said, not only the actual weapons, but of biological warfare, technological warfare, just making things unfair for Jake. Hey, you're gonna have to eat that, but you're gonna be killed by your own imagination. You came up with the Lord had you come up with the ICBM, and ultimately that's gonna be you.
Yep.
Keep going, Carl.
On Ezekiel.
Yeah, keep going.
Verse 10, because thou hast said these.
I was trying to look for it as well.
Yes, Psalm 10 too.
Psalm 10 and 2. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, actually, I got it.
Ezekiel 35 and 10, because thou hast said, these two nations and these two countries shall be mine.
And that's pretty much the point.
Yeah.
Oh, well, okay.
Oh, what are you trying to get at?
No, I mean, it's just because it ultimately gets.
Well,
into,
actually, yeah. Go ahead. Cause
I thought there was more meat to grab. That's all.
Yeah.
Whereas the Lord was there.
Because what you have right now is Esau saying that the land of Israel belongs to him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And ultimately the children of Israel, but all the land of all these are my slaves. This is my land. Gaza and Palestine and the land of Israel. This is my shit. You know, that's what Esau's mind frame, man. Mm-hmm. And that's not pleasing to the Heavenly Father. The Lord ain't sitting in the heavens applauding Esau like, get him, E. Talk your shit, E. Talk your shit, E. No, the Lord's not doing that, man. The Lord
jiggy on him.
Sitting back, waiting for prophecy to be fulfilled, so your ass can go into slavery, man.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep. And it tells you, you know, as it keeps reading, it tells you that the Lord is upset about this.
Verse 11, therefore, as I live, saith the Lord power, I will even do according to thy to thy anger, and according to thy envy, which thou hast used out of thy hatred against them, and I will make myself known among them when I have judged thee.
Yeah. hey, come. When look at that Edomite, man.
Look at him.
Golly. So like, man, we got the news playing. They some ugly ass devils.
That one too.
But as it said, that the Lord will make himself known among them when I have judged thee. So as Esau's judgment ultimately being the thermonuclear destruction that's going to come upon America, the children of Israel, it's going to be made known that the Heavenly Father is amongst the children of Israel as Esau's ass whooping is getting closer and closer and closer. You know what I'm saying? Just like growing up, you know, your siblings your siblings y'all in trouble for some reason. You ain't did nothing, but you just, you know, you present, you know, the parents, man, they just give a broad ass whooping just to cover all their bases. Who did this? Ain't nobody talking about you. Oh, y'all gonna do it.
Everybody get it.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like your siblings, they did it. You know what I'm saying? And the ass whooping about to go out, and the parents is asking questions. Your mom or your father is asking questions. Who did it? Where was you? Why you doing this? You know? And then it when the pot gets boiled, it's found out. You was in the room. You wasn't even doing nothing. You good.
Mm-hmm.
So they gonna get their ass whooped, but you're good. So that's the situation that you see going on with with the Israelites and Esau, man. Esau, for the longest, everybody thought the Israelites was the bad guys, no good, useless. Now, as the end of the road, which we've been in the end of the road, but it's approaching closer and closer and closer and closer. The road is figuring out, damn, those is the Israelites. This is the bad guy.
Yep.
Oh snap! We had it wrong the whole time. So that's what we about to experience, man. A colossal ass whooping, tailor made for the Edomites, being ICBM destruction, America in particular, the land of Israel as well, and the deliverance of the Israelites, man, the elected nation of Israel. What you got, bro?
If I can point out too, he said that it says, "I will do according to thine anger,
Yep.
and according to thine envy, which thou hast used out of thy hatred against them."
Alligator Alcatraz.
So just think about all the hateful acts that just out of his pure hatred that Esau has done
Lynching and burning.
to Jacob as a whole.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To all the tribes, just that he's still doing even to this very day. Lord, that payback, man. That's why it says double, fill the cup double. Double as you have done, reward unto her, double. You know. Okay.
Cutting you up and sending your pieces around as gifts on so-called Christmas and shit like that.
Yeah.
The fucking the babies.
Yeah.
You know, tearing babies apart, feeding babies to alligators,
Ripping them out of the womb.
ripping them out of all of this just for fun, just because they got a gathering together, and they're eating their swine, and they're let's fuck a nigger up, you know, skinning us, tying us to horses, tying us to 4 different horses and sending them in different directions, man. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of hate, man. The tree where they pull the tree down and tie you, pull 2 different trees down, tie you to it, and then release it to split you in half, man. You know, burning your body and you know the Emmett Till stuff. And like, man,
Ben Franklin, they'll cut your genitals off and watch you bleed out.
Yeah, yep.
You didn't call him Jesus Christ.
Damn.
The water hose.
That's a so-called president.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, the water hose and the dogs.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That your grandparents had to go through. You know.
The forced sterilization of our women.
Yeah.
You know, going in to get some type of procedure done and come out with no womb.
They pull the whole uterus out.
Yeah,
the whole baby making factory get pulled out.
Hysterectomy at 24 years old or something.
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
Making Jake.
Making Jake fuck his mom and
That's
shit.
fucked up.
Yeah.
Making Jake have sex with all the, trying to procreate that just big.
Had the Daniel Dubois walking around.
I was sitting here thinking, I was like, that's your ancestors right there.
Yeah.
Your ancestors is breathing.
The Derby dose.
Hey, inside joke.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, hey Esau, hey, we gonna do the same thing with Esau though. You know, we gonna take Brock Lesnar. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, to breed them?
Yeah,
We're gonna put
Brock
them in breeding
Lesnar.
camps and shit, yeah.
You know, we're gonna take women that look like Brock Lesnar's daughter and have them mate.
Cause I wonder what the mama look like.
Oh my goodness.
she
She
Cause
probably
she ain't
look
get
like
nothing.
she probably look like Dog the Bounty Hunter's wife.
Damn.
Oh.
You know?
That big short.
Big ass titty.
Y'all remember the Derby dose?
Yeah, dude. Defecating Jake mouth and soul mouth shit.
The parrot anguish.
Just think about that, man. You Esau defecated in the Jake's mouth, the slave's mouth, and then sews his mouth shut. That feces getting in those open like man.
Ugh.
You know what I'm saying? That leads to bacteria and
Septic.
yeah, there we go. You know, like Esau got a lot to pay for. Now in the kingdom, we ain't gonna be doing no crazy shit like that. You know, it's gonna be all halal ass whoopings.
Yeah, righteous ass.
Haram!
Right.
What was that place called?
But we can totally skin you. We can skin you alive.
I know exactly what you're talking about, I think.
Where the fruit grows.
Yeah, it's
Oh, because all the bodies that's buried there?
yeah, it's Natchez, Mississippi.
Mm-hmm.
You know, where it's all fertile because of all the jakes that's been just mass buried there.
And that was after they were free. They got treated worse at that place than they did at the plantations.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Can I read this real quick?
That was that it?
No, I mean
Okay.
he can keep going on that. He can go through the rest of the chapter. It's only 15 verses on that Ezekiel 35, getting on Esau's ass. But just real quick, this is Revelation chapter 18 verse 6. Now this was speaking particularly to Babylon, but all the Edomites got to pay for this. It says, "Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her double according to her works, and the cup which she hath filled, fill to her double." You know, so just, you know, backing up that the Lord saying that he's gonna, the anger that Esau showed unto us, the Lord's gonna operate off of that. You know what I'm saying? In the recompense, you know, the payback, the reparations that Esau Edom is going to receive for how he has treated the apple of the Heavenly Father's eye.
And the scriptures also say that we're gonna pretty much punish Esau according to the Most High's anger. You know, in his fear.
The devil's punch bowl.
The devil's punch bowl. There we go. Natchez, Mississippi.
Going back to Ezekiel 35 and 13, thus with your mouth ye have boasted against me. Verse 12, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord, and that I have heard all thy blasphemies, which thou hast spoken against the mountains of Israel, saying, they are laid desolate, they are given us to consume.
Yeah, they're desolate because you killed everybody there. You know what I'm saying? Well, ain't nobody here, ain't nobody alive, so
must be ours.
Must be ours.
Gotta be.
Look at that demon.
Yeah, y'all ain't even got an army or a government. You gotta be ours.
Y'all ain't solving.
Yeah.
You gotta think about that. Think about like your neighbor. Your neighbor comes in your house and kills everybody, and then be like, "Well, this house is my house now. I got my house and I got this house that's next to me. This my house now."
That's something.
Because that's how Esau operated.
Yeah.
That's nasty.
Verse 13. What was it? Yeah, 13. Thus with your mouth ye have boasted against me, and have multiplied your words against me. I have heard them. Thus say the Lord power, when the whole earth rejoiceth, I will make thee desolate.
Man.
As thou didst rejoice.
Yeah, the whole planet, Isaiah 14. The whole planet is gonna rejoice. Once there's gonna come a certain point when even the heathen is gonna realize shit's fucked up. You know, we're slaves, but this ain't that bad compared to being underneath Esau. You know what I'm saying? We got food, we got water, everything's clean, pure. You know what I'm saying? To some degree, they're gonna be in their right minds to a certain degree. All right, because all the idols and the deities that they worship is gonna be stomped out. You know, so the whole earth is gonna be in a place of rejoicing when Esau gets taken out of power.
Back in Ezekiel 35 and 15. Let me start at 14 again. It says, "Thus say the Lord of power, when the whole earth rejoiceth, I will make thee desolate, and thou didst rejoice at the inheritance,
As thou didst rejoice.
as thou didst rejoice at the inheritance of the house of Israel, because it was desolate. So will I do unto thee. Thou shalt be desolate, O Mount Seir, and all Idumea, even all of it, and they shall know that I am the Lord."
Hey, because throughout history, from us going into captivity, you know, getting exiled, all right, then we'd have to journey back to the land of Israel, you know, from out of Babylonian captivity or Persian captivity. You know, you always had the exiles that would go back home to the homeland. So there were certain periods of time when, you know, the land of Israel wasn't really inhabited like that. When you look at the Balfour Declaration with those the British, you know, getting that land, we're saving them with small hats, crypto Jews. You know what I'm saying? You had the Palestinians that was in that land, but that the land of Israel was not inhabited like it is now. So in their minds, we can kill them and get them out of here, you know, and just take over. You know what I'm saying? But
That's what they did to Gad.
yeah.
Right.
You know?
Oh, they ain't doing this right.
Yep.
Hey, it also mentions that it said even all of Idumea, man. All right, so because Edomites like to try to divide themselves, like, oh, we ain't them. You know, they like to, no, I'm French, I'm not German. Oh, I'm German, I ain't British. Oh, I'm British, I'm not American. Oh, I'm American, I'm not a small hat. Nah, y'all are all Esau, Edom. You're all Idumea. Okay, you're all Mount Seir. And the Heavenly Father's going to perform this judgment against all of y'all, regardless of the different continent that you may be on. Right. Because you're all with that same, you all hold that exact same hatred and these vile acts against the Israelites, man.
Not only that, the Lord punish you as a
nation. As a nation. He ain't about to just Amalek is the only ones that's gonna get punished, and Teman, you guys is okay. Nah, all the whole house, all the dukes.
The to show a good example of why all of Esau has to get punished, being punished as a nation. You got right now Trump talking about he's gonna be sending, because everybody getting on him about sending weapons to Ukraine. So this nigga now is sending them to European nations,
to the
NATO nations, and then they sending them to Ukraine. So how you think Russia looking at that? You know what I'm saying? Because you know what I'm saying. Russia and their mind is like, look, we fighting Ukraine, which ain't even part of NATO,
right?
But y'all ain't even their allies,
right?
On paper, or you know what I'm saying? Just a fair weather friend, and y'all giving these mofos weapons to use against us. So when we whoop their ass, we're gonna whoop your ass next.
Right.
You know, and like the scripture said in Revelation 20, say it shall be loose to gather Gog and Magog, went through the four corners to gather together Gog and Magog. You know what I'm saying? Well, go ahead.
Yeah. That was it for Ezekiel 35, right? Yeah.
I got a quick precept.
Go ahead.
This is Psalm 10 and 2. It says, "The wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined." You know, so one of the devices that Esau has imagined is you know, being able to use that nuclear missile at will. You know, pretty much comply or die. You know, when the stakes get high, well, shit, we got a nuke and y'all and you don't, so we're gonna use that to have our way. But the Lord is gonna have it to where that's gonna backfire on Esau, Edom as a race of people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's gonna usher in your captivity.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, hey, you gonna be brown faced then. You know what I'm saying? All that dust and smell of smoke. You're gonna be seeing some dark ass Edomites suck all on them.
Dark.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Some
There's
involuntary,
degrees.
some involuntary blackface.
Yeah, they're gonna get away with the blackface then.
Yeah.
They're working in the
Dirty ass
coal
over here.
Yeah, exactly. Working in the coal mine and shit.
And that's gonna be just enough to keep their skin from burning, so they can keep working.
Damn. That shit in mud and dirt and sweat and blood.
But going back to that comply or die or whatnot, you know, like in that article you said, Trump giving 50-day ultimatums
Yeah.
to Russia.
100% tariffs.
And then not only that, he found out BRICS ain't, you know, BRICS is trying to really, they pushing through. They don't make another push. He said 10% on anybody that's in BRICS. It's like.
He's isolating, he's putting Babylon on an island, you know, which is good, man.
Yeah. He doing the Lord's work.
Yeah.
And don't even know. He ain't even know.
He's the Lord's anointed. Hey, cause
He's like,
Hey,
baby.
the Heavenly Father ruleth in the kingdom of men.
hey, just like who was that? Cyrus.
Mm-hmm.
That was the Lord's anointed.
Yep.
He was a whole heathen.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. And he was set up to rule. Even Nebuchadnezzar.
Yeah.
You know, he was given the green light from the Heavenly Father to go and take down Jerusalem.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And that was prophesied. Daniel spoke about it. Like, look, this is about to happen. This is going to happen. The Lord has given him the green light to come and do this. You people of Israel, like go when they come. Just go to Babylon. Don't fight against it, or else you're gonna die.
Yeah, he in that same scripture he says he will set it over it whomsoever he pleases. And if he want a hot Cheeto, Chester Cheeto Eagle to be running this thing and driving into the ground, that's what we get to see. And it's
driving into the ground and then
hey, you know,
Where's
that's
that
beautiful
plane?
too, because you know, it's called The Last Trump. You know what I'm saying? And this man is he's kind of hilarious too. So not only do you get to see them crumble from the foundation under, you got him narrating the motherfucking thing, talking all this shit he be doing and talking. The Lord's cold, man.
Yeah. What was
That plane, they somebody kicked. It was no malfunction or anything like that. I think somebody cut the fuel line on the plane.
Dang.
That's why they
One
went
of the
down.
pilots.
And that was in India?
The Indian,
Wasn't there one survivor?
one survivor.
That shit was fucked up. I can't believe
Which they was yelling at his ass when he was up. He out there like, why you alive? Basically, why you alive? What the hell?
What'd you do? Man, that's crazy.
What'd you do?
How you the only one that's alive?
They attribute that to some satanic shit. Like he been practicing voodoo or some shit. But that's what y'all niggas is into. That Elon fucking elephant 8-armed guy shit. We went into it at camp. You know? Vashnu, or whatever. But so who got something?
I got this here. This is Zechariah 1:15. And I am very sore displeased with the heathen that are at ease, for I was but a little displeased, and they helped forward the affliction. So when there's another scripture that says when Jacob had, you know, an end to their punishment, Esau kept it going.
You read that in Ezekiel 35. Yeah.
Oh, you had some clock?
Yeah, I got something for you.
Would you want something?
Yeah, but it would go with the.
Okay.
This is the book of Amos, chapter 1 and verse 11. Thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever. Yeah, Esau.
Yeah. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, Esau, man. When the children of Israel was in leaving Egypt, in the wilderness, Esau came up, or Amalek came up against them, and pursued them and persecuted and went after them. And the Lord, he has like it says in the Vonderman Dictionary Bible, there's a destruction that's coming to the Edomites for what they've done, a future destruction, which we know that's the end of Esau's kingdom, those missiles falling on this place.
Let me back you up, Kalak, real quick with this is Obadiah Ibadiah, okay? Obadiah, it's only one chapter long, but this is verse 10. It says, for thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever.
Yeah, that's the whole shame is covering the race of Esau, Edom.
Yep.
Shame. They're just a shameful people, man. Like when you see them out in public, they know that they're guilty. You know what I'm saying? Like you be at the gas station, they can be pumping gas. You pull up, you just minding your business. And you ain't coming off threatening or anything. But the look that Esau got is like they just on the swivel. You know what I'm saying? Like, do they know I'm the devil? You know what I'm saying? Do they know they're Israelites? Or
They figure it out.
do they hate us? How do they feel? Are they cool with Latinos?
So you always point out they be watching your hands.
Yeah. Whenever Esau always Esau always washes your hands when say for instance for like you can be walking in the store and you can be walking toward it. Edomite. You're not walking to him, but you're walking in his direction. He might be standing in line waiting or something. But what Esau always does, they always look to see what you got in your hands. You know what I'm saying? They if you got a bag in your hands with some shit, they looking to see what is it he got in his hands. They look at both hands like what he got in his hands. Because they ain't trying to get hit with something. You know what I'm saying? But that just like the brother said, that shows that guilt that Esau got.
They call it white guilt.
Yep.
They talking about black fatigue. No, that's just white guilt, you motherfucker.
That's really all it is.
Tired of dealing with the fact that you're a piece of shit and
Yeah.
all the shit that you've done.
And they want to give a proper and accurate description if they call the cops. Yeah, he's yielding the hammer.
Right.
It's a nigga with a hammer.
He's missing one finger on the left hand. Get on my knee.
Go ahead, whoever.
I just read that verse in Obadiah. You got a whole
Okay.
chapter ago, but we don't gotta grab all of that.
I'm gonna read this from earlier because we mentioned Esau's women ain't gonna give a shit when they don't want Edomite women don't want Edomite men no more.
That's why their birth rates are low.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The Edomite birth rate, like Edomite birth rate is low.
That's the crime.
Edomite mixed with all kinds of other people is high as hell, but Edomite with Edomite, purebred Edomite, that birth rate is super
They
low.
better go to whitedate.net.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
White only
White
dating.
Whole TV show, or not TV show, but podcast panels that are going in on that. Like, we don't want the fucking white man. Like, we're done with that. That the day of you being, the
hunk of the
supreme
earth.
king, the hunk. Yeah, that's done.
You got that funny video where the bitch don't look all that good, but she's a white chick and she's like, she shows a picture of a white boy. She's like, this, we don't want this. And she's like, we want, and she shows like a picture of the black dude, and the black dude's like, nah, we're gonna pass that off.
She was a fat white bitch.
Yeah, it was a fat boy.
Yeah.
We're gonna pass that off to the
Indians.
it was like to the Mexican. Mexican was like, nah, we're good. We'll pass that off to
Yeah.
the Asian. The Asian was like, nah, we also decline. Pass it to the, you know.
Yeah.
And then they got back to the white dude, and he was just like, no.
In slavery, you ain't gonna. You better not say that. You lay down with big what is it? Big Karen,
Big Jennifer.
Big Jennifer, and
Big Ann.
yeah, and, Mary Kate. You
Martha.
lay down with Mary Kate and have some unwholesome white babies.
Ashley Ann.
Yeah,
Right.
actually, two names. So this is Job 27:14. It says, if his children be multiplied, it is for the sword, and his offspring shall not be satisfied with bread. All right. Those that remain of him shall be buried in death. Well, actually, let me see. Okay, yeah. Those that remain of him shall be buried in death, and his widows shall not weep. You know, so when everything takes place, Esau's women is, if they survive, you know, they see fucking their husband and, you know, all the males and they family get put to death, but they get spared for the purpose of being a concubine. They ain't gonna give a shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what they want anyways. You know, especially in the kingdom of heaven. On this side, I can understand on this side, but in the kingdom of heaven, man, them women is not gonna be weeping that Esau's in the field pilling, and they laid up, you know, get their back blown out. You know what I'm saying? Getting Jake getting his reparations. You know,
In the house.
I wanted it in flesh. I want my reparations in flesh. But who did you have that numbers?
Oh yeah, numbers 20.
Or, if y'all got presets, go ahead and bring those out before we get to the numbers. But if not, if there's no presets, just go ahead with the numbers.
I got a precept real quick.
Okay.
This is the book of Malachi, the first chapter. All right. My point's at verse 4. I want to start at verse 1 though. All right. It says, the burden of the word of the Lord to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, saith the Lord, yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith the Lord? Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever.
Yep. So, despite Esau, you know, over centuries, you know, hundreds of years, trying to rebuild, you know, the world in his image, that's all for naught, because it's just fuel for the fire. You know, it's just going to be ultimately destroyed and burnt up, along with all the architecture of the world currently. Every piece of architecture on the world, every building, all that shit's it's got to come down, because one is it ain't constructed according to how the scriptures say it's supposed to be constructed. The materials and the products used to build it is fucking cancerous. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's not organic, and it's not pleasing to the Heavenly Father. So, you know, the main influence of the world's infrastructure currently is Esau, Edom. When you look at China and like China has I remember this statistic from some years ago. It was saying like 18 out of the 20 out of the world's 20 most polluted cities was in China, because they trying to keep up with Esau. You know what I'm saying? Even in India, it's heavily polluted.
You got to think about it. China fast tracked their way up to link up with Esau as well.
Cutting corners.
Cause you think back in the '60s, China was still down with kung fu.
Mm.
You know what I'm talking about? They wasn't trying to. They still had their traditional garbs with the big long ass sleeves and shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? When they came over here on the boats, they were still dressed like that. They wasn't dressed in suits, suit and tie.
Right.
You know.
And that's why scriptures talk about Moab's stench still being in him or something
His
like that.
his taste not being changed.
Yeah, because they ain't went into us in Jeremiah, I believe. Because Moab, they ain't went into captivity like all the other nations. You know what I'm saying? As far as being removed out of their land, you know, from whatever point they ventured, Moab ventured out east into the landmass of China.
Jeremiah 48.
Yep.
20.
They're still there. This is Jeremiah 48 and verse 20. You said 25?
29.
29.
I'll say verse 11.
Or
Verse 1?
Yeah,
Okay.
Jeremiah 48 and 11.
Okay. Yeah, Jeremiah 48 and 11. It says, Moab, and I'll jump down to 29. Moab hath been at ease from his youth, and he hath settled on his lees, and hath not been emptied from vessel to vessel, neither hath gone into captivity. Therefore his taste remained in him, and his scent is not changed.
Yep.
So that's saying, like, Moab is still heavily connected to its Moabite roots, so to say, as far as what they worship, what they eat, you know, their culture. You know what I'm saying? Because they haven't gone into captivity or been moved from this region and, you know, been occupied by which they have been occupied by the British and whatnot, but not to the extent of you know, other shit guys here in America.
they're speaking speaking British.
Yeah,
over
yeah.
there,
You know, so they still in that they still got that pompous, proud, arrogant way about them. You know, so jumping down. Let's see. Jumping down to verse 29, it says, "We have heard the pride of Moab. He is exceeding proud. His loftiness and his arrogancy and his pride and the haughtiness of his heart." And that's pretty much to the point. So Moabites are that's a proud nation of people, man. But yeah, go ahead. You got a precept though?
No, I just read it that out loud.
So
You got a
you got something?
No.
I got one real quick.
Yeah, and then
Actually, I just read that Malachi actually. So,
All right, this is Psalms 137 and 1. By the rivers of Babylon, there we sat down, yea, we wept when we remembered Zion. We hanged our harps upon the willows of the midst thereof. For there they carried us away captive, requiring of us a song, and they that wasted us required of us mirth, saying, sing us one of those songs of Zion. How will we sing the Lord's song in a strange land? If I forget thee, O Jerusalem, let my right hand forget her cunning. If I do remember thee, let my tongue cleave to the roof of my mouth. If I prefer not Jerusalem above my chief.
it said, hold on, it said, if I what remember?
If I do not remember thee, let my tongue cleave to the roof of my mouth. If I prefer not Jerusalem above my chief joy. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof. That was the point. O daughter of Babylon, who are to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewarded thee as thou hast served us. Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones.
Yep. So
it's like James Brown, the
big
big payback.
Mm-hmm.
revenge. I'm mad.
I'm mad.
Yeah, because you know, when we was in trouble, you know, he raise it to the foundation there. They wanted to destroy Jacob, man, and they still do.
The honky songs playing. You know,
What, Black Betty?
Esau loves seeing Jake in
misery.
misery.
Yeah.
They love that.
And there's him right there on that, right there.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Even if you know, Jake get reprimanded at their job or something, Edomites they be secretly happy and shit.
Yeah.
You know, they just love seeing Jake in misery.
I got one more for you.
And then after that, let's get the numbers.
Lamentations 2 and 15. All that pass by clap their hands at thee. They hiss and wag their head at the daughter of Jerusalem, saying, Is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty, the joy of the whole earth? All thy enemies have opened their mouth against thee. They hiss and gnash their teeth. They say, We have swallowed her up. Certainly this is the day that we look for we have found, we have seen.
Yeah, they were elated with joy. Once we got taken down. You know, that's a same thing, you know, during the time of the Maccabees. You know, whenever Jake was, you know, Esau had a victory over you know, the Idumeans had a victory over the Hasmoneans or the Maccabees, they rejoiced at that. You know, even up in Rome, they rejoiced at that. You know, there's nothing more that Esau wants to see than Jake on the bottom of society, and because that makes them feel good. That makes them feel better about themselves. Because then Jake will be at the bottom of a society that is not built for them, not created for them, obviously struggling. But then when you have when you complain about it or you mention, you know, you just verbally express your grief, so to say. You got Esau, people like this. Oh, you gotta work hard.
Put
You know,
yourself up by your bootstraps.
Your bootstraps. You know, like, oh, that's not, you know, get a job.
That was old. Slavery is long gone. Y'all can get it together. You could pull yourself up. Look at all the people that's doing stuff. Look at the people that look like you, that's got jobs and businesses and this and that and the third, and that shit don't mean nothing, man.
Yeah. And they enjoy Jake being in that situation because it's no competition to them. You know what I'm saying? Which they know it's all systematic, and they know what's up, but they the devil, man. Which is why the only way we get up out of this situation is Yahweh Shai, man.
All right.
Yahweh Shai. We'll go ahead with that. You was doing right?
Yeah, I was doing that.
I'm holding it. Numbers 20 and where you want it? 20 and 14.
14 through 21.
This is Numbers chapter 20, verse 14. And Moses sent messengers from Kadesh unto the king of Edom. Thus saith thy brother Israel, thou knowest all the travail that have befallen us, how our fathers went down into Egypt, and we have dwelt in Egypt a long time, and the Egyptians vexed us and our fathers.
Right. So you know, the nations, there was a travel that happened around that time. You know, there's always been travel. You know, word of mouth. You had various highways, King's Highway, various highways that took you from Mesopotamia all the way to Egypt. You know what I'm saying? Down into modern day Ethiopia and all that. You know what I'm saying? So you know the fucking hell that Jake we was catching in Egypt. You know Esau knew about that shit. And then what the Lord had transpired in getting us out of Egypt, you know, Esau knew about that because everybody knew about that. Now here it is, we're biological brothers, and you know, I'm asking you for a favor. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna get into it, but it just shows you that Esau, just from the womb, hated Jacob. You know, and that spirit carried on with it within Esau's descendants. You gotta go.
And when we cried unto the Lord, he heard our voice, and sent an angel, and have brought us forth out of Egypt. And behold, we are in Kadesh, a city in the uttermost of thy border. Let us pass, I pray thee, through thy country. We will not pass through the fields or through the vineyards, neither will we drink of the water of the wells. We will go by the king's highway. We will not turn to the right hand nor to the left, until we have passed thy borders. And Edom said unto him, Thou shalt not pass by me, lest I come out against thee with the sword. And the children of Israel said unto him, We will go by the highway, and if I and my cattle drink of thy water, then I will pay for it. I will only, without doing anything else, go through on my feet. And he said, Thou shalt not go through. And Edom came out against him with much people and with a strong hand. Thus Edom refused to give Israel passage through his border, wherefore Israel turned away from him, and the children of Israel, even the whole congregation, journeyed from Kadesh and came to Mount Hor.
Yeah, so you gotta imagine that's like if a certain major highway is closed off that you take to go to work, and there's only one other route to get to work, but you gotta go around. You gotta go out the way, around the road, and it's time consuming, man. You know, so Esau had no regard for Israel just trekking through the wilderness, you know, for a long time. All right, just wanting to, and you know, the King's Highway, those highways in the ancient world were for the most part elevated. They were on a piece of terrain that was elevated, where it's like, okay, this elevation cuts through to different countries, so to say, you know, different regions. So I mean, it wasn't like it'd be a hindrance, like, oh, you literally walking through my backyard. You know what I'm saying? A whole bunch of migrants trying to get up to Seattle, and they got to cut literally through our backyard and the neighbor's backyard and then their backyard, and you know, you realize, damn, this motherfucker stole my baby clothes that's hanging up on the line. That, you know what I'm saying? Where my shoes? I cut the grass with. Like, bro, you see my shoes? And fucking Issachar got on your Nikes and shit.
Green stains.
Nike.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, like, so that just shows you the piece of shit that Esau Edom really is, and that perpetual hatred, being that you don't even want to let them use the King's Highway to get through your land to get somewhere else. Meanwhile, if it was some damn another nation, you know, some who am I thinking about? Some Babylonians or something that was trying to use the King's Highway to get down into to Egypt or something. They you know, they probably let them use it. You know,
they would let a non-Shemite use it before they let us.
There we go.
A Hamite or a Japhite.
Yeah. You know, crazy, bro.
Moab was able to use it.
Yeah, because they're next door neighbors.
Yeah.
You know, Ammon, because Ammon was just up the road. You know. But brothers, got anything?
No, that's all I got.
All right, so we're gonna wrap it up, man. We just want to get into the perpetual hatred that Esau has for the Israelites. You know, it was been around since the womb, since they was in the womb. You know, when they were young, you know, Jacob and Esau themselves, when they were young. Also, after Isaac went to the spirit world, you know, was still there, still present. During the time of Numbers, when we was coming out of Egypt, the account the brother just read, it was still there. During the
70 AD.
70 AD, even before that, I was gonna mention the Greeks. All right, medieval times, so to say, Dark Ages, Renaissance. You know, even in still to this day, are dealing with the so-called immigrants, illegal immigrants. You know, in particular the Northern Kingdom, along with the Southern Kingdom, because you got the Levites being the Haitians, and some of the Benjamites are included in all that. You know, of what Esau is doing with you know, deporting Israelites. But that perpetual hatred is gonna be, even in the kingdom, it's gonna be in Esau. That perpetual hatred is gonna be in Esau, because his dumb ass is gonna be trying to think of a way that they can unify and get the upper hand, and it's not gonna happen. But that's why Esau got to be taken out the earth. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You know how the slaves had secret meetings in the middle of the night and shit, trying to, you know, hey, we're gonna run.
All you hear is the crickets.
Right. You know, they trying to be all super quiet and shit, but they discussing how they gonna run. Like, oh, what was that show?
That was crazy, right?
What was that show with that with the light skinned BZ from Eve's Bayou, bro? It was the Runaway Show. You remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it was.
Either way, whatever that show's called, in like the early episodes, they're sitting there, they're just, you know what I'm saying, they're all gathering up, trying to discuss how they about to run, man, how they about to make a break for it.
Yeah.
Esau gonna be having secret little meetings. Are they gonna be trying to have secret little meetings?
Trying to learn how to read. What y'all doing out here? Get your ass.
We're gonna be able to interpret them tongues
Yeah,
too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're gonna try to come up with their own code, their
The
own secret message.
they're gonna take it back.
They go back to Ooga Boogas.
Brain
No,
books
no.
and going.
But no, we gonna wrap it up. Once again, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to
Yeah.
Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakah, Wadash. Give honor to the apostles, elders, great wisdom. Until next time, we say Shalom.